go ahead and meet the Chargers here, guys. They're a little bit different of a team for us here. Let's be honest. With a lot of the people here we've known very well. We know the Commanders. We play them twice a year. We play the Cowboys twice a year. We know the Chiefs just because this team has been like going to every single Super Bowl now for the last 30 years. It feels like so. This is one team that I think probably the first one where we're kind of learning a little bit about, so to speak, as we're playing them there. So let's go over some of the key people here. So the first one, obviously, Chargers offense. You can't talk about the offense and not talk about Justin Herbert, who, quite frankly, if Dave Gettleman had his way, would have been a giant in a heartbeat because that's what we wanted to draft, not Daniel Jones, not realizing Herbert would stay in the league stay in college one more year. Running 2/3 completion not right now on his passes, 860 yards, 6 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. And he's been an absolute goddamn beast this season so far. Like he has finally been what I think people thought all along he could and should be.
100%. He's definitely been in the top tier of the quarterbacks right now.
Yeah, and again, it's 3 games in. We got to stress that we talk about these things because this is we said the same thing about Daniel Jones right now. It's just 3 games. Wait to see what he does at that point. So it's not fair not to say that with him either. But
yeah, there's more of a track record of what Herbert could do.
Yes,
on bad teams, bad coaching.
Very much
more. That's more positive than what happened to DJ on bad teams with bad lines.
Yes. The big new name, which we're going to see a healthy dose of probably, is Amari and Hampton, who is the first round pick for them out of North Carolina. So far on the year, 42 carries, 142 yards, and 1 touchdown. Najee Harris, who they just signed from the Steelers this offseason, had hurt himself last week. He's going to be out of the game. 15 carries, 61 yards is all he had so far this season. So he wasn't exactly blowing the top off there. But Hampton's the guy in the running game. And guys, it's not good where he's at. He's at a 3.4 yards per carry average. Not exactly lighting the world on fire here right now. I better say that's the problem, is that the Giants tend to make bad running backs look good. And on top of that, Hampton was thought to be like a surefire, player coming out of college. To give you an idea of what he did, guys, in 12 games, 1,660 yards and 15 touchdowns last season. Now, obviously, again, ACC, not SEC, not Big Ten. There's a little difference in playing there at that point there. But there was plenty of people that thought he's not, that much worse than Ashton Genty. There was people who said that point blank coming into the draft. Now, we didn't say that just for the sake of argument, but there are people who did say that. So, is it a slow start? Is he just not as good a player as people think at that point? We're going to find out. But I will say it's probably not the issues they're having an offensive line is at least part of it.
It's part of it, but also, the Chiefs are typically good against the run. It's week 1. Yeah. You got a rookie at that time. The Raiders, we'll see what they become. You got the Broncos, which has a good front up there. They're supposed to be. They're not there, quite there, but yeah.
Yeah. So, wide receiver wise, this is where they get really impressive what they've done so far. They got 3 wide receivers who are doing very well. McConkey, who was kind of a surprise for a lot of people how well he did in his rookie season last year. 15 catches, 163 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Quentin Johnston, who, quite frankly, we hated coming out of college, and all of a sudden he's starting to become a good receiver. 14 catches, 239 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And then Keenan Allen playing in his 30th season with the Chargers. 19 catches, 194 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Absolutely insanity. And I just realized something here. I put the 3 touchdowns on the wrong guy. I don't think Quentin Johnston has. I think he has let's see here. No, yeah, he's got 3 touchdowns as well. This is not adding up. The math is not adding up. I got to look this up here while we talk about this, because that's more touchdowns than Justin Herbert has done at that point there. But yeah, like I said, that's the big thing is if you want to stop the Chargers offense, that's almost all of their receiving yards is those 3 guys. they don't have, it's not a spread offense kind of thing like that. They have the three guys. And if you can start controlling what those guys do, easier said than done, obviously, then you can go ahead and do a lot of damage there. McConkey, that's the guy who did not get the 3 touchdowns. I don't know why I had that on there. I knew one of them had, because it was only 6 touchdowns. So, yeah, 3 touchdowns for Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen, none for McConkey yet. But, yeah, I mean, all 3 of them are different types of receivers as well. You got McConkey, kind of the small, slot possession guy. You got a guy who in Keenan Allen, who's just the savvy veteran guy. You got Quentin Johnston, who's like the really, the bigger, tall target kind of receiver at that point. They all have their roles. So it's not even like you can sit there and say, okay, well, we need really fast corners to beat these receivers, or we need really strong guys, or we need really good zone coverage, or really good man-to-man. They're different type of receivers. And that's part of what makes it difficult to go ahead and cover all 3 of them, is because it's got to have kind of an individual game plan for each of them.
It's hard to do that, especially when you have to utilize 3 different. You can't double coverage all 3 of these guys. Like, it's a lot of zoning, which is hard to zone when there's 2 different styles to zone against.
Yes. Now, besides those 3 guys, not a single player has more than 75 receiving yards in 3 games. Now think about that. It's 3 games. So you're talking none of them are averaging at least 25 yards of receiving besides those 3 guys. So when I say those 3 guys are the guys catching passes, I mean those are the 3 guys catching passes.
Yeah.
These guys are all getting, anywhere from 50 to 80 yards a game. That's the offense right there. And you heard what I said about the run stopping. I said the run average for Amari and Hampton. It's not very good. They're not running the ball very effectively either. They are 100% a team that passes to 3 receivers. And those 3 guys, they will make or break with right now, based on how they are. As far as tight ends wise, they do have Will Disley, who's 2 catches, 25 yards, out last week, though. So we don't know. We'll have to find out what he's going to be as far as his status for this week. Arande Gadsden is the backup tight end, 5 catches, 46 yards so far in the season. So again, nothing crazy there. But their offensive line, this is the Achilles heel. And they got good players, first off. Let me be very clear on that. They have good players. They're not playing up to their potential right now. Part of that is because they have so many injuries, people playing out of position right now. So Rashawn Slater is on IR. In his place, Joe Alt, who was been playing right tackle, has now moved to left tackle. So he's now a little bit out of position now. He played left tackle in college, obviously. So, it's not like this is a guy who's never played the position before, but it's not where they intended him to be. Center Bradley Bozeman has a back injury. Right guard Mekhi Becton has a concussion issue. By the way, he's definitely going to the Golden Corral. Mekhi Becton is definitely going to the Golden Corral. Let me be very clear on that. Right tackle Trey Pipkins III was supposed to be a swing tackle, backup offensive lineman for him, now playing because of the switch Joe Alt to left tackle because of Slater getting on the IR. Now he has a knee injury. So if he can't play, you're literally going off to your 4th tackle. That's why I'm saying they got some issues there. Now, overall, though, they're putting yards up. This offense is putting up 362.6 yards per game. That's the 6th most in the NFL. But they also only get 23.3 yards points per game.
It's like 7th or something in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? Top 10.
It's 13th best in the league. So that's not saying. So they're 6th in yards, 13th in points. They're struggling to get points. And the big reason is because they're not good in the red zone. They only get into the end zone 40% of the times they get in the red zone. That is 29th in the league. So they're just about as bad as we are.
Yeah, everything relies on bombs.
Yeah. So, and if you look at their games, think about it. If you're not scoring touchdowns when you're in the red zone, and you're getting one game you won by 6 points, one game you won by 3 points, that tells you this team, if they could just get in the damn end zone, could be a freaking powerhouse.
100%. Because you look at the Giants, who have been averaging running up at 27 points a game, I think it is. Or sorry, maybe 23, 24 points a game. But you don't score. Yeah, the complete opposite when it comes to that. Like, you score on 20 points a game on average, but and that 40-point burger really helps. That 6-point burger does not help.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, that's the one thing we have going for us is this is a bend but don't break defense. As much as we hate it, it is what it is. It's a bend but don't break defense. And quite frankly, it's an offense that has trouble breaking. They have trouble scoring touchdowns. So, that's kind of plays in our hand to a certain degree. And the biggest issue we have on defense is stopping the run. They're already averaging 3.5 yards per carry. That's 26 in the league. 92.3 rushing yards per game, 24th. And a 0.3 rushing touchdowns per game, 22nd. Where they're really good at is the running. Is the passing. 8 yards per pass, 6th best in the league. 36 passes per game, 8th in the league. Averaging 270 passing yards, 2nd in the league. And throwing interceptions on just 0.93% of passes, which is 8th best in the league. Yeah. And then throw in the fact that the offensive line, again, has its struggles. The line is allowing Justin Herbert to get sacked on 8.47% of passing plays. That's 25th in the league. So think about it. They suck at what we suck at. You got weakness versus weakness here. With the run offense versus our run defense. And then what's supposed to be our calling card, our pass rush, is now going against their weakness. I don't think this is as scary a matchup on that side as people think necessarily. Now, I could be wrong. Herbert can go off on it, and that would not shock me in any way, shape, or form. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that this defense can't handle this offense. Yeah.
So how are we stopping McConkey? How are we stopping Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen?
If you smack Justin Herbert to the ground, he can't get the ball out.
And if the queen have also be king.
No, but I'm saying like that's what we're supposed to. That's what we're supposed to be good at. So
we're supposed to be good at.
Again, supposed to be. It's 3 games in. We still don't know for a couple weeks what really the true strengths or weaknesses of this teams are. You can just go based on what you see right now. Now, on the defense, the weird thing is this is their strength, and all their big names, I feel like, for the most part, are on the offensive side of the ball. And there's really, 3 big names on this defense. It's Dayan Henley, the linebacker, who we were big fans of coming out of the draft there. Only player on their entire roster, by the way, with 2 sacks. Nobody else has more than 1. He also has 22 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 interception. Derwin James, probably the biggest name on this defense overall. The safety, 26 tackles, a sack, 2 passes deflected. He was the AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week. So again, really, really good player. The third biggest name they have, who's what we mean about it, but he's kind of a shell of what he used to be because of the age, is Khalil Mack. Now, he dislocated a shoulder. He will be out for this game. So, but here's what they're doing, guys. They allow just 16.7 points per game, 4th best in the league. They allow 276.7 yards per game in total, 8th best. And they are literally the best defense in the red zone as far as stopping people from getting in the end zone. Just 25% of the times that a team gets in the red zone against the Chargers, they get a touchdown. Like, that's a worse percentage than the Giants probably. I have to look at the Giants numbers, but that's bad. Like, imagine getting in the end zone 4 times and only scoring a touchdown once. I should not say it imagine because we're Giants fans. We're used to that.
I was about to say, have you not seen a Giants game?
Yeah. That's That's what it is. That's insanity. So now you have a team that can't get in the end zone currently, going against the team that's the best in the NFL at stopping people getting in the end zone. This is the side that scares me. Let me be very clear on that. This is the side that scares me. Yeah.
So, Koo last year missed 20%, 25%. So 9 points right there. So we get there to the red zone 4 times, 9 points. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like this is literally where we're at. I mean, and then you go into the rest of the defense here, and where they're at rushing wise on defense is really where their weaknesses. So they're allowing 5 yards per game. Sorry, 5 yards per carry on the run. That's 26th best in the NFL. They're allowing 94.7 rushing yards per game. Okay, that's 9th best. So what does that say? Teams are passing against them, but they suck at stopping the run.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure this out here. And they've been playing in close games.
It's a bit of a don't break defense. That's actually.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, let me put it this way to you. If you were going against a team and you're scoring 5 yards per run, okay? You're going every single time, you're getting 5 yards on average, okay? Regardless of how it works out. I got 6 this one, I got 4 this one, whatever, okay? Why would you not be running the ball at a high, consistent pace? When you're literally talking otherwise about going against the team that is amazing against the pass. They're allowed just 5.5 yards per pass. That's second best in the NFL. 182 passing yards, 9th best. And they get interceptions on 2.8% of passes. That's 10th best. So you got a team that literally can't stop the run, a team that's amazing at stopping the pass, and everybody's trying to pass on them. Just saying.
It's my NFL for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't understand that mentality. Like, and this is why, and I hate that Tyrone Tracy's going to be out for this game, but I really think this is part of why they made the change this week to Jackson Dart, because you can run an RPO option kind of offense, and you can go ahead and really attack their weak rushing defense for the Chargers, and see if it's legit. I'll say it that way because again, 3 weeks in, you don't know what you got fully with a lot of teams.
Yeah.
But I think you got Scattaboo out there and Jackson Dart, and you don't know which one's going to run the ball. Much like we used to do with Barkley and Jones. And I'm not going to say Scattaboo is Barkley's caliber. Let me just clarify that right off the bat. We're way too excited about a guy who had one good game. But you're talking about a potential to attack a weakness between those two. And then hopefully throw in Tracy, and hopefully Tracy remembers he's a running back that used to actually be decent. Now, the other thing that I think also should be pointed out that goes in our favor is the Chargers do not have the ability really to get to the quarterback. Now, we'll see, again, how that works when they go to our team because, that's what happens. Because they haven't produced a lot of sacks. They produce sacks in just 6.14% of passing plays. That's 21st in the NFL. Like I said, this is setting up, in my eyes, to be a more interesting matchup than you would have thought on paper when you actually look at what these teams do well. The biggest concern I have is how much does Jackson Dart improve the red zone offense for the Giants?
That's something we're going to have to wait for. Like, you're just not going to know what you got in this kid until you put him out there, and you got to play our strengths into their weaknesses as much as possible. It doesn't mean we run the ball a lot more and let Scattaboo not throw that much and let him just run a little bit more. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Don't make him look like DJ.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's all craziness.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you.